Is the James Gunn era over before it even began? Guys, the walls are closing in on DC Studios. Another major project just bit the dust. Paradise Lost, the Amazon series that was supposed to be DC's Game of Thrones? It's gone, vaporized. There is absolutely nothing left. And I have to ask you right now, is James Gunn the savior of DC, or is he becoming the problem? Drop your opinion in the comments because we need to talk. We're going deep into why the Gods and Monsters plan is turning into a graveyard of canceled dreams. Stick with me because we're telling the truth, no one else will. Listen up everyone, the DCU planned by James Gunn shifted a long time ago, didn't it? That beautiful plan of his is going down the drain, unfortunately. It's happening right now. Last year, James Gunn openly said that Marvel Studios announced projects just to fill dates on the cinema calendar. He criticized the fact that Marvel had to cancel several projects because of that, stating that they greenlit movie names and dates instead of greenlighting good stories and good scripts. He's not wrong. I've even commented on this here on the channel several times. I still agree with Gunn's opinion, but is James Gunn doing anything different? Let's be honest. With the news and rumors that have come out lately, it's implied that Gunn is lost regarding some projects. I said it's implied. I'm not stating it as a fact, but it's a valid discussion we need to have. When he recorded that announcement video for Gods and Monsters back in January 2023, we hardly knew that our hype would go down the drain every following year. Seriously guys, it hurts to say this, but let's analyze the situation of each project he announced at that moment. The Amanda Waller series hasn't had any updates for a long time. In fact, the last update was that the series was having some development problems. The Authority movie? Cancelled. Gunn himself confirmed it wasn't working out. Actually, rumors pointed out that Gunn wasn't liking the direction. It was supposed to be a movie, then an animation, and now what? The project was shelved. And Batman Brave and the Bold? The planning has completely changed. Gunn seems more and more lost. He starts by announcing Batman and Damian Wayne, then he changes his mind, then Damian is back. It seems like Gunn hasn't decided on the direction he's going to take with The Dark Knight. The Supergirl movie promised as a colorful, artistic adaptation became something colorless. The trailer gave off a Guardians of the Galaxy vibe. Swamp Thing is stalled. Sergeant Rock into the drawer. Do you notice the amount of cancellations I'm mentioning here? And now even Paradise Lost has apparently been canceled as well. It's sad to be a Wonder Woman fan lately. Well, I believe that this whole problem didn't start today. It started back in January 2023. When that video came out, everyone was excited. It was a new era for DC. We had Batman, Superman, we had alternative projects like Authority and Swamp Thing. Gunn put his cards on the table, but 3 years later, February 2026, James Gunn is having so much difficulty making these projects get off the ground. Booster Gold is back to square one. Amanda Waller is in limbo. Brave and the Bold still doesn't have a script ready. Clearly, the delay of the Batman Part 2 affected everything. Guys, is all of this James Gunn's fault? Making that video was a mistake, a huge mistake, because now any project that gets canceled seems to be his fault, even if it's not. It's common in Hollywood for projects to fail, but the problem is we knew about these. If Gunn had played it safe and announced only 3 projects, the result would be different. You can be sure we won't see any more videos of Gunn announcing dozens of projects like Kevin Feige does at Comic-Cons. I understand the frustration. I'm a big DC fan, but it's still unfair to say the DCU flopped. It officially started basically a year ago with Creature Commandos, then Superman and Peacemaker. The correct thing to be to evaluate this in 2030. But it's clear DC Studios cannot handle doing all the projects at the same time. They have to focus. James Gunn arrived looking like he was going to change everything. Batman and Superman should run over Iron Man into cinema with a truck. Superman was a great movie. I really liked it, but the general public was divisive. The universe is crawling very slowly, and now we have Clayface. I've been criticizing this since the start. Why make a villain movie before the hero? It makes no sense. Imagine the executives looking at the competition. Marvel had Spider-Man, Hulk, Punisher, and the Avengers. It's a cultural event. DC has Supergirl and Clayface. That weighs heavy, man. It hurts. How can you make a profit against Spider-Man and Avengers with a Clayface movie? Guys, executives don't care about story. They're only interested in the financial return. Man, how are you gonna get billions with a Clayface movie? Even if Clayface flops, will it be the end of the DCU? And Wonder Woman? Guys, basically all the parallel Wonder Woman projects were canceled. The rumor going around is that some writers and showrunners offered their pitches for this series, Paradise Lost, and received the response that the project was no longer gonna happen. But guys, speaking now as a DC fan, let's try to be positive and think about a possibility. What if this possible cancellation of Paradise Lost was because they actually directed the resources to the Wonder Woman movie? James Gunn confirmed the movie a while ago, and writer Anna Nogueira stopped writing Teen Titans to write Wonder Woman. For sure, the alert was triggered at DC Studios, and they're moving to resolve all this. Thinking about the financial return, it's certainly much more profitable to have a high-budget Wonder Woman movie in theaters than a streaming series. Do you see the logic in that? Paradise Lost was going to be the Themyscira's past. It was supposed to be something epic in the style of Game of Thrones, but now it seems the plan changed and the Wonder Woman movie is in development. Who knows, the movie might touch a bit on that past involving Themyscira, and even bring a different origin for Diana than Gal Gadot's Diana. There's a chance that there's some pressure on James Gunn, mainly because the rumor that Paradise Lost was cancelled broke on the internet. The project died, and the person who dropped his bomb was John Rocha, the YouTuber who always brings news from behind the scenes of the film industry. Now I'm going to give my honest opinion on the current situation of the DCU, and I want you to also leave your opinion down here. It's one thing for you to make one movie at a time with each character, building the mythology of that universe. It's another to keep going in circles before introducing the main character of the story. My brother, everyone knows who the main character is. Everyone wants to see Wonder Woman. As much as the series could be really good, what people really want to see happen primarily in this initial stage of the universe are projects of the main characters. People want to see Batman and the DCU interacting with David Corenswet's Superman and Wonder Woman. It's really hard to be a DC fan. These guys have the entire DC Comics as a possibility for adaptation, and they don't use the heavyweights to heat up the hype for this universe and collect box office. At the same time, they developed a shared universe with good stories. There's no reason to keep hanging around with smaller projects if you have the biggest ones at your disposal. This year, there's no way Supergirl and Clayface can face the heavyweights that will be Spider-Man and Avengers Doomsday. Unfortunately, my only fear is if this pressure I mentioned is real and it ends up getting in the way of the story James Gunn wanted to tell in the cinema. I have many criticisms of Zack Snyder's films, but I wanted to see the end of that saga. I wanted to know how Zack Snyder's story was going to end. I hope James Gunn has a chance to tell his story, but I believe that yes, things can change, and change for the worse. With the sale of Warner, maybe James Gunn's position is at risk, right? Nobody knows about tomorrow. So if we think of a scenario where Supergirl, Clayface, Man of Tomorrow, and even Batman Brave and the Bold are not successes with the public, critics, and don't collect good box office, it's undeniable that it will be unsustainable to keep James Gunn. But calm down guys, as I said, it's been 1 year since the DCU started officially debuting its productions, so there's still time to improve the whole situation. It's not the end, contrary to what many are thinking and even rooting for, but they need to better plan the release of movies. There are plenty of series and animations announced, but more movies are lacking. They need a saga in the DCU urgently. It's great that we have a Superman closer to the comics and theaters, but more heroes are missing in this universe. The Clayface movie has a chance to be damn good, but let's face it, DC deserves much more than that, my brother. At the end of the day, I'm rooting for the DCU, I really am. But we have to stop pretending that everything is fine when the slate is crumbling. Do you still trust the process? Or is it time to hit the panic button? Let me know in the comments, and make sure to subscribe to stay dialed in on everything happening behind the scenes of these superhero productions. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.